When you decide to hire activists who care far more about pushing their own agenda down everyone else's throats than they do about actually telling a good story. When you constantly virtue signal to so-called marginalized groups in an effort to gain access to this mythical new audience that you believe exists that doesn't actually have any money to spend. You shouldn't be surprised when your company starts to go downhill, when people start to push back on this. Longtime customers, longtime fans who see what's happening to this company and every single franchise or IP that surrounds it, when they start to call you out for what you're doing, especially when you start to have leaked Zoom messages where all of these executives admit that they're trying to indoctrinate your children. And that's exactly what's going on right now with Disney, and it is blowing up in their faces. Poll, 68% of Americans are now less likely to do business with Disney over sexualized content. And of course, ultimately, all this backlash stems from the parental rights and education bill and the fact that there are so many people out there, the mainstream media gaslit it as the don't say gay bill, but there's so many people who are fighting for teachers to have the right to groom your children for some reason. It's very, very strange that there's that many people that are passionate about it and have labeled it some sort of anti-homosexual bill when it absolutely is not. It's almost like you're telling on yourself if you think it is. But what has happened since then has been incredibly bad for Disney. They decided to wade directly into this political conflict, to take a side. And parents do not like that. In fact, like it says, 68% of people are now less likely to do business with Disney. And when you look at their stock value, down 30% over the past 365 days, I don't know if Bob Chapek or all these executives at Disney, I don't think they really want this battle right now. I don't think it's probably a good look for them to have masses of people outside of Disneyland, outside of Disney headquarters, protesting what they're doing. Parents march on Disneyland to protest studios' woke LGBTQ+ agenda for children. Hundreds of concerned parents and activists converge on Disneyland Wednesday evening to protest the Walt Disney Company's woke agenda that includes targeting children with radical gay and transgender ideology. And if you think that's being made up, that that's not what they're doing, all those leaked Zoom calls from the Reimagine Tomorrow Summit, these executives are admitting that this is what they do. They're admitting that they target children because they're open-minded. They admit that this is what they're doing to make sure that their worldview gets put into this media. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not a lie. It's not an exaggeration. Go look at those videos. I've made several videos on the topic, and it's scary that they're admitting it just straight up like that, but that's why there's this backlash. Their demands include a consumer boycott of Disney and an end to the indoctrination of young children. And you can see here from Emery Moore, hundreds of people outside Disneyland chanting boycott Disney. So when you look at this, hold the line, and you can see in front of Disneyland, you know, it's not like it's thousands upon thousands of people, but there is an active element that is out there very much trying to remind everybody that this is what's going on with Disney, and it's not stopping with just that. You also are continuing to have Disney employees. I mean, this looks like a little bit bigger crowd here. Disney employees, Disneyland cast member continues to speak up about this.
And I stand as a cast member at the Disneyland Resort, and I've been working here for a very long time, but I stand here because I cannot stand for what they're doing and what they're pushing. And to all of my friends who are still there on the other side, and to all the ones that have been messaging me privately, stand up. Now is the time.
And I don't know, listen, she still apparently has a job after speaking out very vocally last week. I don't know how much longer that will last. Maybe they don't want to fire her because they know the backlash it will create. But shout out to my man, Drew Hernandez, who was actually on his show the other day, for being out there and getting all this coverage. But this was last week, right? Same thing.
Boycott Disney! Boycott Disney! Boycott Disney!
And so all of this bad press that they're getting ultimately has led to this new poll that's out there. 68% of general election voters said they're less likely to do business with Disney after reports that it plans to include sexual ideology in new content for children. It's not just the new content, it's what they've been doing. The new National Issues Survey, which was sponsored by the Convention of States Action, found that more than 69% of respondents said they were likely to support a family-friendly alternative to Disney. The survey comes after an executive producer admitted to advancing a, quote, not at all secret gay agenda to insert queerness into children's animation during a Disney staff meeting on Florida's parental rights and education legislation. The poll found 85.3% of Republicans said they're less likely to continue to use Disney products, while 72% of independents and nearly half of Democrats said the same thing. That is a significant number, right? That is a significant number that not only do the vast amount of Republicans in this poll, but half the Democrats. This is backlash that I don't think Disney expected to be this bad, or maybe they wouldn't have gotten as involved as they have. But they did it. Bob Chapek decided to double down. He bent the knee to the woke Rainbow Coalition, and this is the result. You see the stock continuing to dive down after a very, very bad year. You see crowds of people outside Disney chanting boycott Disney. And then these nationwide polls that are suggesting a lot of people may do just that. Does that mean that everyone's going to cut Disney out completely? No. Does that mean that 1 or 2 weeks of people saying boycott Disney is going to significantly affect Disney's bottom line? No. But it is just continuing to go down this path where it seems people are more willing to do that. People are waking up to what they're doing, not just at Disney, but all around Hollywood. And the more and more time that goes by, the more and more people talk about it, the more fed up they'll get. And eventually some people will continue to walk away. Death by 1,000 cuts. That's what Disney could potentially be looking at in the future. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.